There it is. Diamond ring. Diamond ring. Amazing. Oh, isn't it? That is all that. Wow. This is incredible. Oh, wow. There it is. Diamond ring. Now the street lights come on there. Whoa, what's that? Oh my, I knew it's a left-wing cover-up. This is what they're covering up.
What is that?
Take a picture. Take a picture. See and feel by it.
It's a drone?
Drones don't light up like that. That's an alien right there.
Hello? What is that? Jimmy Shoots, what is it?
I think it's probably
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
It's probably like a...
Just to fit in, and whether we want to accept it or not, that's what this culture or lack of culture is feeding us. I want a better life for my family and for my children, but it doesn't have to be at the expense of rather be proud of what I am rather than desperately trying to be something I'm really not, just to fit in. And whether we want to accept it or not, that's what this culture or lack of culture is feeding us. I want a better life for my family and for my children, but it doesn't have to be at the expense of you.
What was that? You guys. I got that. I got that. What was that? You guys. I got that. I got that. What? What? What?
Holy fucking shit, guys.
Oh, it truly is about the Benjamin, doesn't he think?
Oh yeah,
It truly is about
Look at the amount of fish, that's millions and millions. This is like, where did it come from? That's the middle of the desert. And this is, they're trying to get up. That's the fish there, look. Look at that. You can't. This world is amazing, isn't it?
Literally the day after the eclipse, this massive anomaly shows up out from under Antarctica, apparently. Y'all, this is crazy. It started out with just 28 foot or so waves, 13 to 28 feet, coming from essentially Antarctica. And as the day went on the 9th, they grew, and they grew, and they began to cover more and more area. Check it out. So you can see it starts off a certain anomaly, then it begins to get wider, and boom, it just disappears right by Cape Town, South Africa. Now check this out. This is a video that was posted on TikTok 23 hours ago from Cape Town, shortly after the anomaly went through. It is literally almost like a tsunami. It is blasting the shoreline. What's even more interesting is, even before the eclipse, the day before, stuff started picking up there. Whatever is causing this, and I know people are saying, oh, it's just swell waves, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, there's something going on. So after going over some things with my girlfriend and shooting some ideas back and forth, I think we've discovered where exactly this large burst of energy came from. What's happening, y'all? We are back at it again. If you could do me a solid, like, follow, subscribe, and share this video so we get as much traction. Scientists in Antarctica discovered a particle emitting from under the Earth known as neutrinos. Neutrinos are the most abundant particle in the universe that were thought for a long time to have zero mass. But they recently discovered that in fact it does have slight mass, but it's so small they cannot assign an atomic mass to it. It's also the only subatomic particle to interact with one of the 4 fundamental interactions of nuclear physics, and that is the weak force. Long story short, that means it can pass through any mass unimpeded. For example, every day, trillions of neutrinos are emitted from the sun, and they pass through you. You don't even know it. Why is this important? Well, they can use these neutrinos to map planets, to map the core of the sun. They even believe that they can use it to communicate, possibly faster than the speed of light. And they've also discovered that UFOs emit these same subatomic particles. So essentially, they can use them to track UFOs within our airspace. So back to the source, claiming that it was created at that island. It wasn't. But into thin air, there's your energy source, the IceCube Neutrino Research Facility. So along with this, they basically have been tracking these neutrinos that are emitted from Earth, and they don't know where they're from. And they're essentially a certain type of neutrino, a sterile one, which is considered to be dark matter. Well, there's something that I believe is emitting these neutrinos as well. Go ahead and keep an eye out. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow night I'm going to go live. I'm going to talk about this. Make sure you watch it, and we'll cover it. But I have a good idea as to what is producing these neutrinos of dark matter. All that being said, I could be wrong about all this, guys. This is just speculation, just me shooting in the dark, doing what I do.
This is April 2nd, 2024. This is actual footage. Let you all know that the moon, you have to remember that the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse was March the 25th, which was a Monday. Okay. Now, April 2nd of 2024, which will have been a Tuesday, which is directly 1 week and a day after the lunar eclipse. And this was a total lunar eclipse. All right. Extremely powerful. I want you to watch this right here. All right. Watch this here. Please, please watch this carefully.
What was that? You guys. I got that.
Y'all see that? All right, which this means that, like our sun, we talked about the sun and the moon and how the moon is pure plasma. All right, the moon is pure plasma. We talked about the sun and the moon, which means that the moon has been upgraded to a point where it gives off a plasma discharge. The moon is pure plasma. One of the scientists back in the days had told everyone, nobody can get on the moon. No matter how much these sections talk about they can get on the moon, he says nobody can get on the moon. All right? Should I remind you?
Plasma. The moon is not a piece of rock. It is plasma. Plasma phenomenon, cosmic plasma.
Cosmic plasma is the moon.
And this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation. What will be the result if you are proved to be correct in your theories? The result will be profound and decisive, because it will give proof that a complete re-investigation of the laws of nature is necessary. Because if the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail. That means that the mass of the moon is far less than is currently assumed. It's in a different state of energy, and that's far less mass. That means there is no more explanation for the tides. If the moon, for example, had only 1,000th part of its current mass, then the tides would only be 2 inches high on the conventional theories instead of sometimes 14 feet. And that means that if it is proved that the moon is a plasma, then all gravitational theories are out, and the new concept of the cosmos.
You hear what he said? He said the moon itself, all right, because it's plasma, all right, is much lighter than what scientists says, all right, which means he was saying that at the information that they given about the moon, which that they given us, he was saying the tides will actually be 2 inches and not what the tides are now, all right. So the moon, when you talk about the moon, is you talking about plasma. What did we discuss one time before? We said plasma. What creates magnetic field? You have a negative plasma and a positive plasma. All right, you have negative plasma ions and positive plasma ions, which creates a magnetic field. Right. The moon, every eclipse that happens is the black sun. All right, the black sun is literally upgrading the moon, upgrading the moon, upgrading the moon, upgrading the moon, upgrading the moon. These motherfuckers, like he said, nobody is going to get on the moon because the moon is pure plasma. Just like nobody's going to travel to the sun. These sections can't travel to the sun. Even if they wanted to fire missiles at into the solar eclipse, guess what? They couldn't, because there's like a 5-mile radius plasma sphere that's circling, that's around the sun. All right, so don't be drawn away by the bullshit. This one section scientist said, "Hey, the moon is plasma. Nobody's going to get on the moon." All right, he said that a long time ago. He said it's not a piece of rock. Right? Think about it. Now check this out. It says, all right, moon phases experiment say the moon is not a piece of rock which we can land on. It's a plasma phenomenon, all right? And this is one thing that I've been talking to you guys about for the longest, about the moon, and talking about how the moon is pure plasma. These sections talking about, we're going to land on the moon. How can you land on something that is pure plasma? All right? The only beings who can actually go to the moon and survive the moon and get charged up by the moon, and if we wanted to, in a state of reality, are the original beings. We could live on the moon as the original beings. We're the only ones. So the moon is a plasma phenomenon. All right. Take this into consideration, brothers and sisters, because this is something that we really, as the original people, got to look into. The fact that so many of us have been lied to, and talking about, the moon is a reptilian draconian base. It is not. It's pure plasma. Now that you've seen, the moon has been upgraded after this last eclipse. After these last eclipse, and what is the eclipse? The eclipse is the black sun. The black sun that's in the center of our planet literally creates the sun and the moon. And one is for balance. The sun is electrical, the moon is magnetic. All right, both create balance, electromagnetic, the alpha and the omega. We talked about this before. Something for you all to think about. Something for you all to think about. I'm gonna show you this footage one more time because we gotta understand that the moon has been upgraded, and because the moon has been upgraded, we're supposed to be upgraded as well.